All right, today I want to talk in more detail about chemical testing of flooring materials. Now, there's no specific test requirement or standard for flooring, but there are some for work surfaces in labs and furniture in labs, and we can use that same test to test the physical performance of the flooring material as is exposed to chemicals. So when you have flooring in a lab, you're going to want it to be able to hold up to the various chemicals that you use. Now, Cifa has a list of 49 chemicals. It's pretty comprehensive. It's a really good list. It gives you a very broad, comprehensive view of the performance of a material to a variety of things. It includes acids, bases, some pretty serious solvents, some organic liquids, some inorganic liquids. Gasoline is included, some things like iodine that will stain. So it's a pretty comprehensive test. If you had something in your lab that was kind of unique, maybe even dangerous, that's not on that list, you'd probably want to test it specifically. But the test is a pretty simple test. Basically, you take a sample of the material, you expose it to the chemical. This is all done by a testing lab, so it's done in a completely controlled environment. And you let the material sit for 24 hours, and you look at basically in a very sort of rough, qualitative way what happens. So a 0 on the test is no effect. So you let the stuff sit, and there's no change in color, there's no change in gloss, certainly no change in function. That's a 0. That's sort of the best result. A 1 is excellent, where you might have some slight detectable change in color or gloss, but no change in the function of the product itself. Number 2 is a good result. You have a clearly discernible change in color or gloss, but no significant impairment of surface life or function. And then 3 would be fair, which is an objectionable change in appearance due to discoloration or even etching, and possibly resulting in a deterioration of the function of the product. So again, it's a qualitative rating from 0 to 3 and across all these different chemicals. So if you were to have your product tested by the Cifa methodology, you'd have a pretty comprehensive test and comparison over a variety of chemicals, and you could see how the material would hold up. Now, one thing that's important to note is that no product's going to hold up to every chemical. Some products are better to some chemicals, other products are better than other chemicals. So it's not that you're looking for this to be a pass. You're looking to know what happens. Ideally, you'd have 0s, no effect across the board, but that's not going to happen. But you need to know for your lab a flooring product that will hold up to the chemicals that you're going to use. So ideally, for the things you use in your lab, you're going to have 0s, no effect for the typical flooring that you would use. So if a manufacturer like us, we would have our product tested against all these things, and then we would provide you, the end user, that information, and then you could choose the product that's best suited to your application.